Today, one country sits at the center of the global board. Its currency dictates international trade, its companies hold trillions of dollars in value, and its cultural exports reach billions of screens every single day. Military strength functions as the final layer of this power, the shield protecting a massive domestic economic engine. This dominance grew from a specific, layered architecture designed over centuries. It was a gradual construction of geography, resources, and timing. What we are looking at is a self-sustaining ecosystem of power. To understand its reach, we have to take the machine apart. The foundation began with geography. The Atlantic and Pacific Oceans serve as natural defensive walls. While nations in Europe spent centuries battling over tightly packed borders, the United States remained physically insulated from the world's most frequent conflict zones. This physical protection bought the country its most valuable asset, uninterrupted time. Successive generations focused entirely on building domestic infrastructure, laying thousands of miles of track and expanding westward without the threat of a cross-border invasion. As that expansion moved inland, it uncovered the raw materials required for an industrial empire. Millions of hectares of fertile farmland, vast iron and copper deposits, and massive reservoirs of coal and oil. Because the country could pull these materials directly out of its own soil, the factories never had to stop running. This internal supply chain insulated the economy from foreign dependencies. Geographic isolation combined with abundant raw materials created an unassailable physical foundation. The global impact of this foundation became clear during the World Wars. While factories and railways across Europe were reduced to rubble, the American industrial base remained untouched. During this time, America stepped in as the primary industrial supplier for the Allies. It exported food, vehicles, and steel, and weapons in massive quantities, shifting its domestic manufacturing into high gear. By the end of the fighting, the global financial system was reorganized around this industrial success. The US dollar replaced gold as the primary reserve currency, anchoring international trade. Today, global commodities like oil and gold are priced in dollars. To participate, nations must trade in American currency, generating massive, constant demand. When the entire world relies on your money to function, your influence grows automatically. The dollar became America's silent superpower. Economic security also attracted human capital. For decades, the United States absorbed a steady stream of scientists, engineers, and entrepreneurs from around the globe. This brain gain fueled the next stage of growth. This imported talent pioneered the digital age. By building the hardware and software used by billions, American corporations became the primary architects of how the world communicates and works. This was followed by the export of culture. Through movies, music, and social media, American brands reached every corner of the planet, establishing what is known as soft power. Daily global consumption of American entertainment creates a form of psychological alignment. It allows a nation to exert influence over global populations without the need for force. These factors create an economic flywheel. Innovation generates the wealth required to fund a dominant military. That military secures trade routes and maintains global stability, which in turn attracts more talent to restart the cycle. Today, this system faces significant pressure. Emerging economies are leveraging their own manufacturing scale and supply chain integration to challenge the status quo. Despite these challenges, the United States maintains a commanding lead in global finance, advanced research, and higher education. Geographic safety, the dominance of the dollar, and the steady influx of global talent are the interlocked gears of a single, resilient machine. A superpower is the result of designing and maintaining a robust, self-sustaining system over the course of decades.